What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Nikki. Listen, sorry if I look a mess, but I just drove 6 hours from Boston to Philly. And normally it takes 5 hours, but I had to make some stops and stuff on the way back. It just felt longer on the way back. But I hightailed it out of Boston. All I can say is I should have listened to Kelly Stamps. I don't know if you're familiar with Kelly Stamps. So she's a YouTuber and my daughter and I just absolutely love her channel. She moves around a lot. And, you know, I get it. She's young. She doesn't have any kids. If you can move, like experience life, experience different places. So she was living in Boston at one point, and she actually said that she left because it was racist. And I'm like, okay, I'll take that with a grain of salt. See, I'm not one of those people, and I'm not saying that she is, but I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, that's racist, that's racist, that's racist. Like, you know, I try to look at things objectively and, you know, experience it for myself. You know, if it happens, okay, now I know I'm not going back. Just like Boston. I don't think I'm ever going back to Boston. So I'm going to get to that. But the thing is, I was supposed to do a vlog. I was actually supposed to vlog this Boston trip, and I did not. There were just so many things that just went wrong that I really just had to get the hell out of Boston. So instead of a vlog, I have a story time for you all. So let me rewind. So when I first got to Boston, it was real cool. I stayed at the Lowe's Hotel. It was a really, really nice hotel. Oh, bathroom. It's a nice size shower. It's a nice size bathroom, honey. So, nice big mirror. And we're junky already. It's the closet. Yeah. And a lazy kid. I got a king size, but then I switched it up. So, I'm not trying to be sharing a bed with a little kicking kid. Hey, where's the lights? All of the lights. Okay, better. This is better. So from the Lowe's Hotel, let's see. So this is the view. It's so pretty. Bam. And this is the 6th floor view. Nothing against the Lowe's Hotel. It was awesome. If you ever are in Boston and need a place to stay, check out the Lowe's Boston. The only thing that I wish I could change about Lowe's Boston was that there were no microwaves in the room. Like, by the time I would get back with food, then it was just like cold a lot of times. And you can ask them for a microwave, but I just didn't feel like going through all of that. But anyway, so the thing is, I did experience like one semi-racist thing. Like, I can't read the woman's mind, but she was looking at me like she saw an alien, like she never saw anybody that looked like me before. Like, I get it when like you see somebody and they have like a nice outfit on or something like that. First of all, I wasn't wearing anything special. But also like sometimes like you might eye, you know, a person up and down or something like that. But this is how this woman was looking at me. She's pretending like she's on her cell phone and I'm waiting to check in. So she has her cell phone and she's pretending like she's looking at it. And then I see her like look of fear. Like as soon as I look back at her, that's when she's like, then turns around, starts talking to her family. Okay, why was I just such a distraction for you? I don't know. Like, chick, come on now. I don't feel like robbing anybody today, right? So, but yeah, I'm just like, okay, weird. Like, listen, I don't want to turn this video into a race thing, but you know, when you're a certain ethnicity, a lot of times people will look at you like you're an alien. I'm just going to say that. You can comment about it if you like, but listen, these are things that I've experienced. But I'm like, okay, that was weird. When I went there, I did get to experience some really cool things. There was a restaurant that I went to and we had some sushi. That was on the first day. So we actually stayed 2 nights. The sushi was really good. So another thing was I went to a restaurant. Well, it was a store, like a bakery called, I believe it's called Blackbird. So I go in there to order a Boston cream donut because I was just adamant. I need Boston cream donut in Boston. Okay, so Blackbird Donuts, everybody's like, you know, in reviews, oh, it's such a great place. You know, the reviews were like great. So I go in there And on the display, like there's like donuts inside of a glass case. Now, see, that's the thing. I was going to vlog this place, but I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm going to suggest this to you guys. So when I go up to order, like as soon as I place my order, I see a baby roach, like a ghetto roach, like one of the brown ghetto roaches inside the case with the display donuts. And I'm like, what the hell? At that point, I'm just like, I should have just walked out, but I accepted my donuts anyway, and I just ended up tossing the donuts in the damn trash. So, mind you, for 2 donuts, it was like $9, something like that. It was pretty high, okay? That was another fail for me during my trip. Now, this is the thing that really took it over for me. So, I go to wine and spirits because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a glass of wine because like a little mini bottle of wine, you know, it's New Year's, I'm gonna celebrate this. And I go in there and I have my 11-year-old daughter with me, like I said. And when I'm in the line, there was a couple in front of me. So take this as you wish, like I'm just telling you the facts of the case, okay? There was a Caucasian couple in front of me. Now, the cashier, she asked them, and I quote,
"Do one of you have ID?"
Okay, you're IDing people, no problem. I get it all the time. You look younger than you are. I'm always ready to ID, okay? That's not the problem, okay? So when she asked that couple, one of them took out their ID and showed her an ID, and they finished their transaction. Next up is me. Now, mind you, I don't look like the majority of the people in the store. So that actually didn't jump out to me until later. And this is why. So when I get up to the front, I have my one bottle, it's like a little mini bottle of like sparkling wine, right? And so when I walk up, first of all, I had my ID in my hand. She didn't even have to ask me for my ID. I had it ready. So I immediately show her my ID. This chick says,
"Does she have ID?"
Looking at my 11-year-old daughter, okay? I said, she's 11 years old. So she says,
"Okay, but does she have ID?"
She's 11 years old.
"Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how old she is, and she doesn't have ID."
She's my daughter. She does not have ID. She's 11 years old.
"Oh, I didn't know she was your daughter. I wish I knew she was your daughter."
First of all, number one, what does it matter what relation she is to me? I'm an adult. I have a child with me. I let you know that she's 11 years old. I repeated it at least 3 times to you that she's 11 years old. Anybody with common sense at that point would shut the hell up and move on with the transaction and understand that an 11-year-old does not have ID. But instead of dropping it, what she does is she pushes on, starts talking.
"Well, I didn't know that she was your daughter."
Okay, now at this point, now I have 2 choices. I can fight back, or I can just go on about my day. And this is New Year's Eve, so I'm like, you know what? Let me just go about my day. Let me not get Philly in here, because what is it going to look like when I don't look like the rest of the people in this store and I'm going to bat verbally with this cashier? So I finished what I was saying by saying, okay, but 11-year-olds do not have ID. She still is going on. So she gives me my change and everything, and she's like, "Have a nice day." I'm not saying anything to you. See, what I do is, if I'm not gonna argue back with you or put you in your place, I'm just gonna completely shut down. You're getting the silent treatment. I am not talking to you anymore. That is either one extreme or another. I'm a Pisces. You Pisces out there understand, or if you know a Pisces, you might understand. So at that point, emotional walls. I am not speaking to you. I do not hear you anymore. Let me finish my transaction and get the hell out of the store. So instead of dropping it and letting that be that, as I'm walking out, I hear her start to talk about me to the person behind me and mentioning something about my daughter being 11 years old. Now, I'm going to say I just walked out. I didn't say anything, but the manager is still going to hear from me. Let me say what the main issue for me was. There was a couple that was a completely opposite race than me in front of me. You asked if one of them has ID. Now I'm standing here with the child and you want to identify the child and you need to know our relation. And listen, she just like messed up my flow, yo. Like seriously. Other than that, broad, I did have dinner at a restaurant. Yeah, I had like delicious steak there. It was so good. It was really expensive, but it was really, really good. And then I had some like tacos. Tacos weren't really all that good. Like I said, I hightailed it out of Boston. Like I was actually supposed to spend the rest of today in Boston. Like when I tell you, I called up valet and I'm like, listen, please bring my car around first thing this morning. Like, get me out of this town. I mean, all in all, I go back to the whole thing of I should have listened to Kelly Stamps, because Kelly Stamps moved out of Boston because she was saying that it was racist there. I'm not saying everybody in Boston is racist. Like, that's not my stilo. I would never do that to any place. But if I had my choice, next time I'm taking my ass to Atlanta. I'll see you on the next one.